I'm Susan. I love to teach, I love to cook, so let's get going. Oh, and don't ever be afraid to cook. Welcome to my cooking space, the hot stock pot. Let's pick a recipe. Ooh, sheet pan crumb cake. This is really good. Let's get going. The first thing we're gonna do is make the crumb topping. I just want to go over how to measure flour first. This is the way I do it. I spoon it into the measuring cup. That way the flour doesn't get packed. Some people like to just scoop it, but I think that gives you an incorrect measurement. So that's how we do it. So the first step is to melt some butter and then let it cool just a little bit before we mix it in with the other ingredients. So I'm just going to cut it into small pieces so it melts better, quicker. All right, so two sticks. So I just put the butter on the burner and on a slow heat, and it's just gonna melt. Keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. The butter is melted and it is now cooling. What we're gonna do now is start making the crumb topping. We pour in the flour, kosher salt, cinnamon, some granulated sugar, otherwise known as white sugar, and then the brown sugar. And this is what makes a delicious crumb topping. I could just eat this crumb topping by itself. You'll see, it's delicious. So we want to get this all mixed in really well. Try to avoid any lumps. So now it's all mixed together and we're going to add the butter. Just slowly pour in the butter. And now just mix it all up. You don't want to overmix this. Don't overmix it, because then it'll be too fine a crumb. You want a couple of, you want it to be textured. It smells like a bakery in here. Look at this crumb topping. This is going to go on top of our cake. Doesn't it look wonderful? I just want to take a spoon and just eat it right out of this bowl. So now we're going to make the cake batter. We take the butter, put it in the bowl, and then we're going to take our sugar and we're going to cream the butter and the sugar together. All right. So we take our hand mixer, which I love. So we want to get it nice and fluffy. Fluffy butter and sugar. Takes a few minutes. Can you hear me? Next, the eggs, one at a time. This is my favorite part. All right. And finally, the last egg. Whoop. Plop. It's looking good. Next, we do the dry ingredients. So we have our flour. We add some kosher salt, some baking soda and baking powder. And then we just give it a little whisk to blend it all. These are our dry ingredients. Good. And now what we're going to do is alternate with sour cream and the dry ingredients into our baby batter here. Don't forget the vanilla into your baby batter, like I did. So we're going to add the dry ingredients and the sour cream to the baby batter. We're going to do this in 3 additions and this in 2. So let's go. and then beat it in slowly. And then a little sour cream, half the sour cream, and blend it again on low. This is a very dense, delicious batter. You'll notice there's no actual liquid. It's the sour cream. Now the second addition of flour. See, and we still have some left. It doesn't have to be exact, you know, just, we don't want to dump all the flour in at once, is the point. And the second and final addition of the sour cream. All right, now we're almost finished on the home stretch. This is the last addition of the flour.
Okay.
Always scrape the side. Get everything in the batter.
Good.
All right, so next we're gonna spray the pan, put the batter in, put the topping on, put it in the oven. And here we go. Oh, this is such a good dessert. And the nice thing is it makes a ton of it, so it's good for large groups, or if it's just you can cut it up and freeze it. It freezes well, and it's nice to always have some in the freezer. Oh, it's so good. And now we just spread it out evenly on the pan. This is your standard half sheet pan. But make sure it has those sides, the rims. You can see how thick this batter is. It's very rich. But it's easy to do. So spread it out, make sure it's even. And now for the best part ever, we're gonna put on the topping. This is my favorite part. It's actually fun. So, here's the topping we made, and we're just gonna grab handfuls of it. It's kind of sticking together, and we just do this all over the cake. All right, just the last few bits of topping. See how we've gotten it all around the edges and in the center? All right, this is good to go into the oven. All right, so the cake is cooled a little bit, and we're gonna just put a little icing on, just to dust it, make it look pretty. See that? Now that is a crumb cake. Oh my God. Oh, this is one of my favorite cakes, and my friends love it too. Let's give it a try. I've been waiting for this moment. Oh. It is spectacular. Spectacular. So, you know, next time you go to a picnic or a family gathering, this is like a hit. Give it a try. See you next time.